Hey guys, and welcome back to Legos Island. So today it is Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. And as you guys can see, the Festival of Snow 2025 has arrived and will be going until January 28th. So unlike the last one 3 years ago in 2022, this will only be going for a week rather than 2. Because to be quite honest, the last one 3 years ago went on for way longer than it should have, in my opinion. 1 week makes far more sense for an event like this, if I'm being quite honest. So that can explain why this is only a week. With all that said, let's get into it. And we can actually get into it immediately, because as you can see, we already got our 2 dogs already picked out. Icy and Holiday. Icy specifically for a reason. Google33 commented on the last episode stating that Icy would make way more sense for this episode rather than the last one. And I personally agree. That's why he's here to begin with. As for Holiday, I just needed a second dog that still sticked in with the theme that we're going with. In fact, the 2 specific colors of this party overall. So that actually makes a lot of sense, that we have these 2 specifically, as they match the colors of this party. Speaking of which, before we go any further, I need to clear up something, because as you can see, the color scheme looks very different compared to what you actually saw in the construction 2 days back on the 19th. The night before this event released, I came up with a far cooler color scheme for this party. I realized we have been using the light blue and white wool for the past 9 years now when it comes to Festival of Snow events across the labs and here. And to be honest, I feel it has been overused at that point. So I came up with a far greater idea to use ice and snow instead. At least you still get blue and white, but in a much cooler way. And much like how Icy is here with us right now, CoolGuy33 also agreed the exact same way. I also personally agree. This is so much better, as it fits the event way more. That is question why it took 9 years. Now that I have cleared that up, let's officially jump into the event for real this time. Kicking off our tour, we have the Ports, which as you can see, has a snowflake-themed snow sculpture, which is really cool. And over here, you may notice an item tent, at least an item booth right here, featuring 2 items. The Festival of Snow 2025 hat and the Festival of Snow 2025 shirt. Let's go ahead and put on both of these items, and that is how they look. There we go. They look very cool, and we have all new items for this party, and they will be unlocking every day. Some items have, or at least some days, have 2 items, where some others have only 1. So, you keep, be on the lookout for those. Anyway, let's continue onwards. Again, this is the port. Honestly, again, I think those colors make so much more freaking sense. Here's the banners. They look great. And that's mainly it for the port. There's nothing else to say. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the balcony. And no need to pause because it is literally right here. As you can see, this is how it looks. It looks very, very cool. We have some more banners right here. We actually got some snow over here finally after all this time, but it's only for this event. And surprisingly, my cave's not updated for once. Yep, it's one of those very rare times where it's not updated. Speaking of which, none of the inside rooms are even decorated at all for this part, which means we're going to get through this way quicker than you think. Overall, the balcony looks great, and let's continue on. Before we head to our next room, I need to clarify that as you can see, the ice core rooms are actually open during this party, and it's actually for 2 reasons. Number 1, it actually makes sense in an event like this, and 2, this Saturday will be the 5-year anniversary of these rooms first being introduced in Operation Meltdown. So that's 2 pretty good reasons. Anyway, all of them are open, or at least they're open in rooms that are decorated for this party. So some of them aren't open. Either way, I thought I'd clarify that. Next up is the lodge, and as you can see, we have another snowflake right here, but this one is just for decoration. There are a ton of streamers all over the place, and some banners, which are great. Speaking of snowflakes, our next snow sculpture is here. The powdered snowflake, and it is as follows. Yep, it is indeed a powdered themed snowflake. Obviously, we're not freezing up, of course, because of course we are wearing armor. And yeah, look how far in we get with the hat. That's actually pretty crazy. It's like you can basically not see me, without, at least without the sword. Oh, and then now, yeah, never mind. Now you straight up can't see me. That's how cool this is. Anyway, with that being said, that's pretty cool. And that's not the only one to be made out of powdered snow. There's only one more at this party, which we'll be seeing later. Anyway, the lodge looks very, very cool. I hope you guys love it. And as you can see over here, we have, of course, another set of items, but these are available on the 22nd. And then, of course, literally right in front of it, we have, of course, have the ice core room from the lodge, which is pretty cool. And that is it for the lodge. And we don't even need to pause this one because it's already right here. The blacksmith shop. There's no items in this room, but there is something we can do. The snowman building. You see, remember how I did state in the construction how I said I wanted to do more than just snow sculptures in this party? Oh, this is where that comes in. Because, here's the thing. Opening these chests, we can collect the following materials we can use to build a snowman, or more importantly, a snow golem. But we can turn him into a snowman using the shears. Let's do that, and then we can go ahead and do that, and now he is a snowman. Pretty awesome, I'm not going to personally lie. The same thing can also apply on this side as well. We'll have the same materials, but since we already have them, we can just automatically build them like this. Shear them off, right there. Oh, there we go. Got it. And, yep, there you go. There you have it. Pretty awesome. And speaking of which, because this is the snowman building location, the snow sculpture is indeed a snowman, which is awesome. And they're holding 2 snowballs for no reason. Don't know. Thought it looks cool. Just think it looks cool. Actually, though, this is where our next ice core room is, and that's the only reason that's updated. Yep, there's the ice core room. Basically the same as it's always been. Next up is the resort, and as you can see, the dock has the word snow on it. Yep, that's pretty cool. It's made out of snow and blue ice. Obviously the 2 colors of this party. Which, as you can see, the umbrellas obviously, of course, come from that, which is awesome. They look great. And I hope you guys love them. And, of course, we have another 2 items over here. But, of course, those are obviously available on the 24th. In, like, 3 days. And we have a snowy palm tree right here. Which is actually pretty cool. Anyway, that's mainly it for the resort. There is nothing else to say other than, my favorite part's obviously, of course, the dock spelling out snow, which is pretty cool. Next up is the theme park, and as we can see, it is all decorated here, which is awesome. Well, most of it to an extent. Yet there's snow everywhere now, which is awesome. And of course, these are just still the same prizes from a few episodes back. Just the difference that the prize booth is updated, which is awesome. And even back here too. Looks great. Outside of that, the rest of the parks are not updated if you don't count that and that. I'm referring to the game park, roller coaster park, time travel park, and extra games park. Or at least, actually, yeah, the Epic Games park. I need to remember the names of these. But yeah, outside of that, yeah, no, the rest of those are not updated. Let's go to the medieval park first. Because as you can see, that's where the January 23rd item is, which is the medieval banner, as you can see. So we'll come back in the next 2 days, ironically in the next episode, to collect that. As for the room itself, it looks like this, which is honestly pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. I think I did pretty good with this room, or just these rooms in general, since this is multiple rooms. I think I did a good job with these, don't you think? And of course, do not forget, of course, about obviously the balcony, because of course, obviously that is updated too, as in usual tradition, at least whenever these are updated. I don't know. It looks genuinely amazing up here. And of course, up here is obviously updated. And good thing that I came up here because there's a snow sculpture. The medieval banner itself. Pretty freaking awesome, if I do say so myself. Of course, do not forget about down here because obviously these are updated too. Like I said, as in usual tradition, every medieval banner is updated. And now we can get out of here. Next up is the Pirate and Bullseye Park. But before I show that and do the activity officially, let me go ahead and show you around this, because as you might notice, it has been completely redesigned for this party. Specifically for a snow race. Using one of these two boats, we can ice skate across the room, or just park itself, and of course do a little race. We could even head down to the Lazy River, which is, I guess, now technically considered the only inside room officially updated. But it's mainly for this reason, as it is for the snow race. Which, as you may notice, this may take some slight inspiration from the, of course, snow maze from Arctic Summer back in July 2024. Just, of course, without the rest of the walls burying everything. But yeah, as you can see, it looks great down here. And yeah, just showing you all this before we officially race on it. It is beautiful, and here's the finish. Now, let's officially go ahead and obviously race on this. Well, first, we have a snow sculpture, which is a sled, which I guess is what these are meant to represent, even though they're boats. There are some other decorations around here as well. But like I just said, let's officially get this race started. And obviously, we'll choose one of these two boats to race. So, without further ado, actually, that's completely fine. We'll get them out later. Let's go! Woo! Yeah! Oh, there we go. I see. Move out of the way! They are literally pushing me here. So, of course, the goal is to obviously go down to the Lazy River as well. Of course, traverse through the, of course, racetrack. And, of course, you're obviously meant to do this with two people. Of course, since I am the only one here. Yeah. I have to do all this myself. And my god, it is pretty slippery over here. But granted, that is what it is when it is ice. So, it actually makes a lot of sense. My god, I am slipping all over the place. But we did manage to finish the race overall. Let's get rid of the boat, so of course Icy can still follow us. And that is our second activity outside of the snow sculptures and snowman building competitions. Which also means we're done with this room. Okay, our next location is the Buffalo House backyard, which has another snow sculpture for the snow fort. Which looks like, just for the record, looks very, very nice. And the pool is frozen solid. Pretty cool. And of course there are streamers all over the place. It looks genuinely great. And if we head out to the actual yard itself, the reason why that was a snow fort sculpture was for this. The snow fort, or at least a snowball fight. Yep. That's right, the fourth winter activity for this Festival of Snow is a snowball battle. And of course, this is where the January 25th item is, right here, which is awesome. And yeah, with all that being said, this looks very, very nice. Honestly, looks amazing over here. I truly think I did a good job with this. What do you guys think? Of course, since I am the only one here, and there is literally nobody here, literally outside of myself, I can't really do this, but I'll just do it for no reason. But yeah, of course, this would just, of course, be a traditional snowball fight. With, of course, if you had other people here. But, I don't know, just set this up just for fun. Hopefully we don't hit those guys. Oh, come on! I said to hopefully not hit those guys, but yep, if you were to have other people here, of course you would just have a traditional snowball fight, which is awesome. Anyway, with all that being said, that's the main idea behind this room. And that's actually it for the entire room itself. So yeah, there's just some more streamers back here. But not much beyond that. There is not much else to say. So, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. Next up is the Two Small Mountains, and this is mainly only just featuring a snow sculpture. Also, I just realized there were no actual festival snow banners down there. God dang it. That's fine, though. Anyway, this is the Polar Bear Snow Sculpture. And this was suggested by CoolGat33. Yep, it was the only one to officially be suggested by one person, CoolGat33. As I needed an idea for a snow sculpture, and he came up with that. Hopefully I did good with this. Anyway, this is how it looks. Looks very nice. And of course there's obviously just some streamers, of course, behind it. So of course that isn't literally just the only decoration here. But it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool, and that is it for this. Next up is the Pet Sematary Mountain, and as you can see, we have our next set of items, which are, of course, these blue snowflake hat and the blue snowflake shirt, but those don't unlock until the second to last day of the party. We do have an ice score room, which, of course, is the first ever one, which is actually pretty awesome. I did realize that the one over there and the one in the resort are also here. So, yeah. That's completely fine, though. We don't need to visit them now. Anyway, this is how it looks. It looks very nice in here. Or just at least out here in general. And we have our second to last snow sculpture, being the ice snowflake, made out of literally pure ice, as you can clearly see. It's the point where it's see-through. I'm surprised this hasn't melted, because a lot of times when I do something with just normal ice, it always melts. But this time, it's holding up pretty well. Anyway, that is mainly it for this mountain, because, well, as I explained earlier, none of the inside rooms are decorated outside of course, the lazy river, but that was for an activity exclusively to that. So let's move on. Lastly but not least is the village. And as you guys can see, we got some decorations. Even the fountain is updated. And even the ice core room is open. Which is awesome. But yeah, that's really it. For that at least. Of course, we got some decorations right here, which is awesome. And our last one just being powdered snow itself. So of course, I told you there was one more in here somewhere. Which specifically is this. We could just hide ourselves in there. We look great. Anyway, besides that, we can just get out of here now. Specifically, there we go. And yeah, we just have some cool decorations over here. Not too much, but it's still pretty cool. And here's where the item is for the last day, the Blue Snowflake banner. Yep, it will be available on January 27th, the final day of the party. Which there will actually be an episode that day, so we'll be able to claim all of them before the party ends, which is awesome. Of course, that means on video, that is. And that is it for the Festival of Snow 2025. So yeah, there you have it. That's it for the video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next episode on January 23rd, where we'll be collecting the next two set of items, and who knows what else we'll get into. Maybe we'll do that suggestion of building an ice skating rink, like CoolGat33 asked me to during this part. Who knows?